Farming has been a very important thing in the United States for quite some time, but it's been a great way for farmers to make money and for people to get food on the tables for many. There's been farmers for centuries upon centuries. Some people have made a lot of money through farming. Tony and Ron Parich. These two brothers started their business in the world of dairy. Today, their Leppington Pastoral currently has 2,000 cows and 11,000 hectares. The two brothers gained their farm from their father, who had left his family in 1938, sailing to Australia and starting the farm up in Sydney. The farm was started by him and his wife, who he met there. The farm would be passed down to his children, Tony and Ron, after he and his wife's passing. The two took the farm and expanded it. The price of the farm has just recently topped $1 billion. Tony and Ron Parich were ranked at number 20 and 22 for the richest people in Australia. The brothers also have a very large stake in the joint venture Australian Fresh Milk Holdings, the largest dairy milking operation. The brothers are partners with the huge agricultural company New Hope. Tony and Ron are often known to share the wealth they've made. Their property development company is comprising their wealth by selling more than 12,500 housing lots in the area of Western Sydney. Freedom Food Group is an Australian-owned listed company that is known for making food and beverages that are both healthy and delicious. The two brothers own more than half of the items there. Howard Buffett. Howard is one of the sons of business magnate Warren Buffett. They've both made a name for themselves, and they've also both made a living for themselves. Unlike Warren, Howard, who did not get into the world of investing, instead opting to go into farming. He seems it was a right move for Howard, considering he is now among some of the wealthiest American farmers. Like most children of wealthy parents, he had some help financially. In order to document the challenges of preserving biodiversity, Buffett has traveled to over 130 different countries. Howard has also been appointed the CEO at the Howard G. Buffett Foundation, which is a foundation that supports projects in the area of agriculture, water, nutrition, conservation, and humanitarian. Howard is worth $200 million, but according to people who have spoken with him, he does not let that wealth get to him. He's been known to be a very down-to-earth person. Some have gone far enough to call him one of the most down-to-earth businessmen they've talked to. Because of his wealthiness, he's among the ones of lots of millionaire farmers in the world today. Lu Yonghao and the family. Lu Yonghao is among some of the most successful millionaire farmers in China. Unlike the two farmers before, Yonghao comes from humble beginnings. In the year 1982, Lu Yonghao, along with three of his brothers, quit his technical school tutor job to start a bicycle business together. Lu managed to raise 120 startup capital that he would go on to invest in breeding quails and chickens. He then sold those chickens to other families near their home. He soon branched out into the animal feeds business. Some years later, in the 1990s, after there was a business split with his brothers, he formed East Hope, the group company that Tony and Ron Parich partnered with. East Hope was one of the largest animal feed groups in China, and in 1992, it was one of the largest non-governmental conglomerates in the country. The story of Lu Yonghao is truly inspirational, going from working a 9-to-5 government teaching job to being one of the most successful millionaire farmers in China, from probably making a little bit more than minimum wage to having an astounding net worth of $6.6 billion. Stuart and Linda Resnick. Husband and wife Stuart and Linda Resnick are the two owners of Wonderful Company. Their story began back in 1978 when Stuart and Linda Resnick entered the agricultural business after purchasing some orange groves in Kern County. Their fortune came at first from the Telefora flower delivery service. Later on, they would go on to expand their assets and buy cheap farms. Purchasing of their farms came in the late 1980s. They bought them during the drought years in California. The company was known as the Time as Paramount Farm. It would soon become the largest pistachios and almonds producer in the world. The two have many brands together, including Wonderful Pistachios, Palm Wonderful, Fiji Water, and Halo Clementines. The two were both millionaires. Together, they have a combined net worth of $4 billion. Claiming the Halo's Mandarin Oranges, Fiji Waters, and Palm Wonderful, almost half of all Americans today currently purchase one of their many products. In September of 2019, Linda and Stuart Resnick pledged $750 million to the California Institute of Technology for climate change crisis research, still leaving the couple with a combined net worth of more than $4 billion. Andres Babis. Andres Babis is a millionaire farmer from the Czech Republic. His net worth is roughly around $3.4 billion. Aside from farming, he's also the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance of the Czech Republic. His company, Agrofert, was placed by him in a trust in an attempt to avoid conflicts of interest. Andres Andres first started in the business as a fertilizer trader. His company is still the leading player in Czech and Slavic food processing industry and agriculture. Although this is the main company, there are several companies that branched out into other industry sectors. Agrifert produces 265 million eggs yearly and 840,000 tons of animal feed. Aside from agriculture, Andres Babis owns a Michelin star restaurant on the French Riviera. It seems Andres Babis will have more time to focus solely on his agricultural workload now. As the Czech president said, Andres Babis will be stepping down from his role as prime minister. After he was moved out of intensive care, Andres had a phone conversation in which Babis said he didn't want to become prime minister because nobody wanted to negotiate with him. Vadim Moshkovich. Before Vadim Moshkovich was chairman of the agro-industrial firm Rusagro, a huge manufacturer of pork and sugar, he sold apartments, vodka, and oil in the early 1990s. He would later use the money he made from that to go on and invest in land and create Rusagro. He spent somewhere close to 8 years in the Federal Council of Russia and resigned in 2014. In 2015, he became the board chairman of Rusagro. He's been the chairman ever since. Moshkovich is also involved in various charity projects. Rusagro's land bank has more than 600,000 ha. The main assets of it are in several regions in Russia. The current net worth of the chairman of agro-industrial firm Rusagro is currently set at $2.3 billion. Moshkovich recently stated that he plans to sell 13.4% of his stake of the conglomerate. After he sells his stake of the company, it'll go down from 71.9% to 58.8%. Moshkovich said that he plans to sell 18 million of the company's global depository receipts. Although he's selling some stakes, he said he's committed to the company in the long term. Harry Stein. Aside from being an innovator and entrepreneur, he's also one of the wealthiest farmers in the world, growing up on his family property in Dallas County, Iowa. After high school, he joined his father's soybean cleaning business. After he found some unusual soybean plants in one of their company fields, he had found his interest peaked in research and seed breeding. It was then when he really recognized the potential opportunities for reproduction and developing and growing. While he was working with yield checking the soybean lines, he garnered an understanding of what a conventional breeding program can do to the soybean industry. He has mild autism and dyslexia, although he never allows these challenges to act as obstacles in his path to glory. His company, named Stein Seeds, is the largest private seed company in all of the world. As of right now, the net worth of Stein Seeds creator is $3.4 billion. Stein Seeds has been credited with creating some of the most robust soybean seeds. As of late, Harry Stein has been taking some time to talk about important things in the agricultural world. He has most recently discussed the damage caused by dicamba, saying that in his opinion, it's worse than anything he's ever seen in his lifetime. There are a lot of great minds in the world of farming. It's a business that requires hard work and dedication. It's inspiring to hear how some of these people came from working basic run-of-the-mill jobs to being some of the richest people in not only the agricultural world, but the whole world.